Hello children, good morning. Welcome for your biology class. So today in evolution chapter we are going to study the experimental proof for chemical evolution of life. So previous class we studied regarding theories. So today we are going to focus upon experimental proof for chemical evolution of life. The conditions on the earth favored chemical evolution were very high temperature, volcanic storms, reducing atmosphere that contains methane, ammonia, water vapor. What do you mean by reducing atmosphere? That atmosphere was not having oxygen. If oxygen is present, you call that as oxidizing atmosphere. So, reducing atmosphere is the major thing, because of that the chemical evolution occurred during that time. So, experimental proof for chemical evolution. So, Miller and Urey, these two scientists, they created conditions similar to primitive atmosphere. So, they created in laboratory by using some glass apparatus and tubes. They created electric discharge using electrodes, because so during primitive time the earth was containing lot of water. Apart from that, continuous downpouring was there by means of raining. So they created the similar condition, because rain is there means lightning also was there. So the similar to primitive earth, the conditions it has to be created. So for that they created electric charge just like lightning using electrodes in a conical flask containing methane, ammonia, hydrogen and water vapor. The temperature it was about 800 degrees Celsius. Okay, so because under high temperature, so he created the condition like this. You see here children. So here that is the flask, inside that so different gases, methane, ammonia, so water vapor, hydrogen. So for water vapor continuously, so water was boiled here. Okay, so then the electrodes it was helped to create the lightning like what it was there in primitive atmosphere. So for that purpose it was used. Okay, electric discharge, spark discharge, it was created by the electrodes. And when the water it was continuously boiled, and the boiled water came here, and later it was condensed. So how it was condensed? Because the cool water it was sent through one inlet and it came out through outlet. So by means of that the water vapor along with the gases it was cooled here, and later it was collected here continuously. So it was under cycle for 1 week. Okay, the chamber that contained it was heated continuously, it was heated. So I shown in the diagram water vapor. Then after a week they observed, Miller and Urey, they observed the formation of amino acids. In similar experiments, many scientists they observed the formation of sugar, nitrogenous bases, lipids, amino acids and even pigments also. So thus the chemical evolution of life was more or less accepted. So this diagram, children, it is very important for 5 mark question or 3 mark question. Sometimes they may ask for drawing and labeling, and simply by giving diagram also they can ask you to write the missing parts and all. Okay, so you should be able to practice the diagram thoroughly. So next let us see regarding the origin of first cell. The first non-cellular form of life could have originated about 3 billion years before. So they would have been giant molecules like RNA, proteins or polysaccharides. These giant molecules or capsules, they were able to replicate, okay, or reproduce by means of fission. Like that they were able to reproduce or replicate. The first cellular forms of life, they must have appeared about less than 2 billion years ago, and they must be single cells. So what do they feel? First formed organisms, they could have been chemoheterotrophs, means they produced. So they were not able to produce, actually they were by getting the chemicals from the surrounding, they were able to extract their life. Then later chemoautotrophs. Then later only the third step only photoautotrophs originated. So because for photoautotrophs after originated, then only the photoautotrophs, then next one is heterotrophs. So like that step by step the origination occurs. Actually the scientists they believe first formed organisms could be chemoheterotrophs, means they produced the means they able to get the energy from the surroundings. They were not able to produce, able to get the energy from the surrounding chemical molecules. Okay. So, next one, all life forms appeared in water bodies only. So, this is called abiogenesis, theory of abiogenesis. The first form of life arose slowly through evolutionary forces from non-living molecules, and it is accepted by majority of scientists. This single cell then later they given rise to complex organisms, what it is now living today. So, next one, biological or organic evolution. So, evolution means an orderly change of form from one condition to another. So, biological or organic evolution refers to the changes in the properties of organisms or groups of such populations over a number of generations. It is descent with modification. Okay. So, let us see the geological history of Earth. Earth is billions of years old. The geological timetable is divided into eras, periods and epochs. So, rocks are the outcomes of sedimentation. You know the sedimentary rocks you must be studying in geography. Actually, when the sedimentary rocks, the layer by layer we can see the arrangement of sediments. Actually, the lowest sediment will be very old. Then the upper sediment will be the newly formed. By unfolding by the one by one the sediments from the top to bottom, so we can find the long history of Earth. So, different sediments contain different life forms which probably died during the formation of the particular sediments. Certain organisms like dinosaurs, they have become extinct. So, how do they know dinosaurs? They lived once upon a time by getting the fossil record. Okay, so when you are unfolding the sedimentary rock, so you are able to get the fossils. Fossils are the remains of the organisms what lived once upon a time. Okay, so we will study the fossil record and all later by giving some examples, that is coming under evidences for evolution. So, the upper layers will be resembling the modern organisms, while the deeper layers are simple or the older forms. So, here this is the family tree of dinosaurs. So, actually it's a different type of dinosaurs they have given. So, here the Archaeopteryx, this is one organism, reptile. So, it is resembling both birds and the reptile. So, it is having both the features. So, when you see like birds, they are having beaks, but they have teeth inside the beak. Apart from that, you can see the wings also there, but the wings so apart from that, in the wings they have claws also, finger like structure and the claws also. And the tail, it is just like lizard's tail, they are supported by bone, apart from that covered by feathers. So, like that they show both the features of reptiles and birds. This is the fossil record, this one you call that as connecting link. Okay. So, by means of this, by getting connecting link and other fossils, we are able to get the evidences for evolution. That is why once upon a time dinosaur like organisms, dinosaurs, they lived, because we won't get the full fossil. Some places we may be getting, like some places may getting the tail portion or any eggs of dinosaur or the skull of dinosaur. So, you will get in different places. Then by compiling that, so we can find the sketch. So, how the organisms they would have like that we can predict. Okay, children. So, by in the coming classes, so we will be studying regarding the records or evidences of the fossil evolution.